Devin slash Timonus.
I'm Dad.
This is my dad reacting to Uicideboy for the first time. He has definitely heard it from me playing it around. I'm like kind of like a stan, at least at one point. Not so much anymore.
A what?
A stan.
A stan.
Yeah. From Eminem. Yeah.
Wait, yeah, but
I'm a stan for Uicideboy for sure. I got a tattoo and everything.
I know, but he went crazy and killed his woman and everything in the trunk.
Well, yeah, but it's more so like people just say that. They say you're a stan. It's like a mega fan.
I don't think that's a good one.
I mean, that's just what they say, you know?
All right. Well.
But he's definitely heard this from me. They're definitely drug music.
Yeah.
Whenever I was doing drugs, it was like, my favorite stuff.
Yep.
They are sober now and they have a completely different lifestyle, which we will get into. Probably religious now. Whenever they used to talk very anti-religious, their whole message just shifted.
Yeah, so, it's crazy how sobriety and religion really commingle after like when they come together on that.
Right, kind of strange.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got two. I'm gonna just give a little background. You got two people in this group and they're cousins. You got Ruby, which is what my dog's named after.
Yep.
And you got Scrim.
Scrim.
So Scrim makes the beats and he's the lower register. He was more heavy into the drugs, so he was like doing heroin and like crazy stuff.
Oh, so he did the hardcore stuff.
He did very hardcore stuff. So, and I think Ruby was more into like the pills and stuff. So
that was my vice.
Yeah. So we'll just jump right into it.
Yeah. Oh, wait. So we do appreciate all the comments.
Yeah.
They're really cool. And
we're not kissing.
Right. That's weird. That's for our OnlyFans.
All right. Incest fans.
No, don't send that stuff. All right. That's never going to happen. But I do appreciate the birthday wishes. That was very cool.
Yeah.
That was really cool. I appreciate it. Never thought I would ever say that.
Yeah. There was that. I mean, probably about 50 people.
Yeah, it was cool. It was really cool.
So Uicideboy has also been heavily requested. I've been planning on showing him Uicideboy for a while.
Yeah,
that was already on the itinerary. So
yeah,
I already got the discography. I don't need to tell me, but unless it's like the newer stuff, I might need a little help with because I don't really listen to them now as much as I used to.
So you're not you're an ex-stan.
No, I still really like them and I really appreciate them. I go through phases of artists.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I'm like super obsessive. So like,
where's your tattoo? On your ankle?
Yeah. So it's because they have a project that's called, and I'll show a picture. You can see it says G59, which is their little. I can't.
Oh yeah, okay.
But it's their little group, or not group, but it's their like saying. So they're from New Orleans.
Oh, is that the area code?
No, they have a highway that I guess separates like the town or something, and it's Highway 59, and then they would say like gray is like neutral for white and black, so it's like gray 59, and it's something that they say all the time.
It's kind of like I-40 here.
Yeah, probably.
You don't know nothing about that.
What?
Young buck.
Okay. But yeah, so there's a lot of like lore, but we'll get into it gradually.
Okay. Yep.
All right, so this is called Kill Yourself Part 3.
Starting off deep.
So I'm showing you this one because this is the very first song I got into, and I kind of wanted you to like go through it the way that I went through it in a way.
Okay. So
this is the one that got me into them for sure. Like,
are we eventually going to get to 1 and 2?
They're not as good. This is the most popular one.
Okay.
This is like one of their more popular songs in general.
Do you think it's one that I've heard?
You probably heard it a little bit, but I don't know if you've like engaged with it. It's probably just like been background noise.
Right.
They figure me a dead motherfucker, but I'm just a motherfucker that wanna be next. No living with the lead in his head, turning me into his red. Bitches use me as a fucking best friend. I'll be the silhouette of a sunset, smoke a cigarette while I compress. My depression stepping to the pilot, progressing lights, get you violent. I'm trying to get the highest I can get before all the doesn't die. My ribs are nothing but an empty cage, black coal in my chest, big bang on a plate, on the tip of a wave. In my head I feel like I'm like a from a pepper all away, because when I am dead I will be nothing, decomposing in the grave. I'm mad but I don't matter, I can feel my skull shatter from the dough cheddar. Brain splattered on the wall, gray stains will dissolve, then I have to paint it on.
So that was Ruby. They always have these like bridges in the middle where like separate for the most part.
Which I appreciate those.
Yeah.
I do like it. I like it. I don't quite understand what he's saying. Like what
it takes a minute sometimes because he's like really fast with it.
Yeah.
And he does it in like such a interesting, different way almost.
Yeah, like I would have to go back and read it.
So the beginning line where he says, "They figure me a dead mother effer, but I'm just a mother effer that want to be dead." That's something that he says in like all of the Kill Yourself sagas in the beginning. So it's like something that just kind of continues. Whenever he says that snow leopard with the lead in his head turned me into a sweater, bitches use me as their effing bedspread. So it's basically he calls himself odd enough the snow leopard. So they have like multiple different aliases that they go under. And then he goes into Young Plague, and I think that may be him or Scrim. I don't know what somebody said.
Right, but like, what is he trying to say? Like that's what I was saying. That's what I was meaning. Like I don't quite get what he's trying to say. Like because he talks about love, but is that like the love of drugs that like turns him into a different person, or is it like actual love?
Can we rewind it a little bit and play it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to.
You dead motherfucker, but I'm just a motherfucker that wanna be dead. No living with the lead in his head, turn me into his sweater. Bitches use me as a fucking best friend. I'll be the silhouette of a sunset, smoke a cigarette while I compress. My depression stepping to the pilot, progressive lights, get you violent. I'm trying to get the highest I can get before all the doesn't die. My ribs are nothing but an empty cage, black coal in my chest, big bang on a plate, on the tip of a wave. In my head I feel like I'm like a from a throw it all away, because when I am dead I will be nothing, decomposing in the grave. I'm mad but I don't matter, I can feel my skull shatter from the dough cheddar, brain splattered on the wall, gray stains with the.
So I mean, it's basically just his battle with depression. I'm madder, but I don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
My ribs are an empty black cage. Like I feel like he's very poetic with like explaining just the darkness of where he was at. One thing that I love about Ruby is he's very like mythological. Mm-hmm. He always refers to things in like mythology and like.
So Ruby was the one that was not into the heavy stuff. That's the other one.
I think that he may have done heavy stuff, but for the most part, he was more into like the narcotics. So,
okay. Yeah, because that's one of the things that really goes with addiction is depression.
Yeah.
You know, like you walk hand in hand together with depression and addiction.
Yeah, definitely.
So
and another side thing. So the name Uicideboys, it derives from them basically making a pact saying that they're not going to work a 9-to-5 job, and that they're going to make it in music, or they're going to kill themselves by 30. Is what they said. So they're the Uicideboys. It just didn't work.
So they made it though, right? They're not. They're past 30.
Yeah, they're insane.
Well, I know I know that they're big, but they made it. They're over 30, right?
Yeah, I think they're like 34-ish, 33-ish.
Okay. All right. And then if we're not fully understanding about their meaning, I'm sure we'll get screamed at.
Right. As I have said before, sometimes I don't really take in lyrics as much as I do like melodics and sound. And
I like getting the meaning of the lyrics. And
me too. Yeah. That comes second for me usually. Mm-hmm. It's like I listen to all the sound of it and the feeling of how they're saying it and stuff first.
Right. It's just when they're really good, like them and like Juice and some of the other ones that we're going to listen to and have listened to, like they've all become like really like masters of combining the lyrics and the music together.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, just to make like just different masterpieces.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, so next we got Scrim.
Huh?
Next we got Scrim.
Oh, okay.
Always boasting my emotions on how I'm so fucking broken. Think I'm joking when I'm talking about blowing my head up until the moment you walk in and find my body motionless. Wrist slit, thoughts of sick and falling in an open pit. Shit, always burn my bridges, cause I'd rather fall in ditches. If life's a game of inches and my dick has been the biggest, then my goal's to fuck the world until that motherfucker's twitching lanes, switching same mission to die and blame my addiction, bitch.
It's probably a little bit more concise for you to understand, not so.
That's just another way you call me old.
No, I'm just saying like he goes slower.
I know, for the old man to follow.
No, but what do you think?
It was easier to follow.
Yeah. Okay, so
I like his sound too.
He has a real gruff like.
Yeah, if I'm like being honest, the music that me and my friend made back in the day, I sounded more like him.
The more gruff.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was because what's the other dude doing drugs too?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just know the drugs like will lower your register for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and then like that's just how I always made my voice sound too
Yeah.
when we recorded. But no, I do remember hearing this song.
Sounds familiar then?
It does. I mean, not like any of the lyrics, just the
sound.
music, yeah.
Yeah.
But
What do you think of what he's saying? Pretty dark. Talking
Yeah.
about killing himself,
Yeah.
blowing his head open.
I mean, they were both pretty dark.
Yeah.
You know, they were.
I mean, they literally talk about just how they want to die 24/7. Basically, it's like
Yeah.
they were just such a negative point
Yeah.
at this. And what's crazy is whenever you go from this to their new music, like they're so positive now. It really is like beautiful to see. Like,
Did it turn off a lot of their fans, or did they
have more
accepted
fans.
it now?
It turned off at first the old fans,
Mhm.
but that kind of like receded. And I feel they've definitely gotten better as they've gotten more sober, because I feel like there was like a learning curve.
Yeah.
Like they were at the very beginning, at least. And Ruby's not fully sober; he smokes weed. It's still Scrim. Like he's fully sober, went to rehab and everything. And Scrim is like he's gotten better as he's gotten more sober. It's returning to like a refreshing thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you gotta. I know I kind of touched on this before, but after you become sober, you're literally having to teach your brain how to do things again and not rely on the chemicals to make you feel a certain way. It literally takes a year at minimum to get your brain to like some semblance of like normal.
Yeah. And I would say like, especially with Scrim, like I'm gonna show you music videos and stuff. Like you could just tell he was doing bath salts and like just all kinds of craziness.
Oh,
and like
man.
obviously being thrown into like the fame on top of all that. Like I mean, in the same way of Juice, like luckily, you know, he got out of it, but he was probably in a way worse spot than Juice. I don't know how he didn't die with all the stuff he was doing. So
Man, I couldn't even imagine having to go through addiction to where pretty much whatever you wanted was available.
yeah.
You know, that would
Right.
it would be so hard to kick your addiction then.
Especially whenever people are like encouraging it almost. 'Cause,
Right.
like, yeah.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So like everybody's encouraging you and everybody's like putting stuff right in front of you, like,
Right.
here, you can do this. I got this for you. To be honest, it would be hell.
Yeah.
You know, like it would really be hell.
Yeah, and he talks about in his new music, like how he found a girl crazy enough to like be okay with him going to rehab, because that meant like maybe his music would change and all that. And you know, I assume that meant most girls were like, "No, it's okay. You can keep doing the drugs because it
Right.
makes you sound good." And so,
Well, good. It sounds like you found him a real one.
100%. Yeah, they just got married and everything. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Well, I'm happy for him.
Yeah. All right. So that was Kill Yourself Part 3, Dad.
Cool.
A lot more to come.
Yep.
Yep.
Stay tuned.
I plan on showing him the I No Longer Fear the Razor Guarding My Heel. I want to show him the whole project. I didn't really like 5. There's 4 parts of it, and they're like EPs, so they're like 3 songs in each EP. So it's like basically
Who are we talking about?
the Suicide
okay.
Boys.
Okay.
But they have a part 5 that they made sober. It's not my favorite. I feel like it doesn't necessarily fit the rest of the vibe because of the whole, like, everything is so cohesive in that, and it all fits so perfectly, and it's just beautiful almost. Anyways, that's why I got the tattoo. It's one of my favorite projects ever. It's probably even more favorite of mine than like 17 from X, you know. So yeah, we're gonna get into that.
Yep.
All right.
More to come.
Yep. I'm Devin /Timinus.
I'm Dad.
Peace.
Peace.